All right, welcome back to Double Days Podcast. I am your host, David Davila, and this is the comedian Andrew BERNAL.
What up? We're here with SAI, Steven, and RENE. Producers, actors, guys, introduce yourself. Let our guests know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm RENE Salazar, director and writer.
I'm PINA. I'm an actor based out of San Antonio.
And I'm Steven Andrews, actor based out of San Antonio.
All right, man. Hey, guys, thanks for spending some time out here with us. I guess I'm gonna just get into the meat of it, man. So RENE, what are you guys working on?
We're working right now on a project called The Unexpected Light. It's a screenplay. I started writing about 17 years ago, and it's just now coming into rotation. Yeah.
Wow!
So
Congratulations.
the timing is right now, so it's pretty good. I can't wait to start shooting the feature.
Okay. Is this going to be a full feature or
Yes,
it's
that's
gonna
the
be
plan. Yeah, full feature.
What full feature means is 2 hours and something minutes.
I would say the goal is about an hour and 45 minutes.
An hour and
for
45
us.
minutes.
Yeah, so a little bit like a medium feature, right? Because your long features go about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then what qualifies as a feature is 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
60 minutes is what qualifies as a feature. So we're aiming for hour 45.
An hour 45.
Okay. And when do you think you're going to be, I guess, starting or?
If everything goes as scheduled, we should be shooting by either late June or early July.
Early July.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to shoot here in San Antonio or?
Entirely in San Antonio. Predominantly the south side of San Antonio, a little bit of the west.
Are you looking for extras?
Always.
Yeah, I mean, let them know. Are you looking for a specific extra? Like
No, not really. I think we can pretty much work with just anybody.
white, Mexican, don't matter. All of them.
Don't matter.
All the above.
We're going to keep it true to San Antonio.
Hell yeah, man. That's
Oh,
what's
man.
up. Well, how do they reach out to you to become an extra?
You can reach me on Facebook or Instagram under RENE Ray Salazar. They can send me a message, send me their info, and then I'll send them my number and personal information.
And go from there, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Rene's been wearing many hats for this production. He's doing the casting, he's directing, he's a writer.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's wearing many hats. But reach out to him. The project. Did you give him a start date?
Yeah, about June,
July.
Yeah, we were trying to do it a little earlier. We were shooting for April to kind of get that fiesta feeling,
okay.
but it didn't kind of work out that way. So June or July.
Okay. Can we ask what is the film about and what?
The film is about
The Secret Light?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? The Secret Light?
No, the unexpected
The
light.
Unexpected Light.
The unexpected light. Yeah.
The Secret Light is a different.
That's part 2.
That's the sequel, man.
You're giving away the sequel.
Yeah, so the story it follows a young man and his trials and tribulations that lead him, to the unexpected light, which is finding Jesus, right? Finding God. The way the story starts off is it shows not only the culture of San Antonio, but just what we go through as a people and what we go through in the city and what we go through as young men or just young individuals in general, right? So we're gonna show the rawness of what it really is to be in the streets. So we are gonna go ahead and push the boundaries a little bit, but we're gonna keep it as rated G as we can. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to do, especially with the genre of what we're going for. Well, there will be no cussing, no sex. However, the movie is going to show the realness and the rawness of a group of kids growing up in the street. As they come up and the things that they go through, and what leads them to want to change their lives. Right, and it all starts with the lead, which is Vincent, which is who I will be playing. And it follows him, but he has his homies that he's running with, his cousins. Yeah, so Steven will be playing my cousin.
So Steven will be playing a cousin.
That's right. So it follows our story and how we get into tonteras and how we get into just the nitty gritty of trying to get by and trying to survive and being
Necios.
Man. Yeah.
I'm gonna
100%.
try not to sugarcoat the bad. I'm gonna showcase the bad. The guys ripping off, selling drugs, wheeling, dealing with all kinds of women. But then I'm going to showcase the life-changing experience of when he finds God. And go from there.
A lot of people are going to benefit from it because, especially people growing up, on the south side or the west side, they're going to see it and they're going to be like, oh, I remember when I used to do that when I was young. And,
A lot of people can relate to it.
Exactly. So it's going to be, one thing that a lot of people can relate to. And it's, it's going to be a great film.
keeping in mind that it's based on true events.
And y'all are all strong believers of God?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. 100%, man. 100%.
So
it's
you're
always-
saying it's based on actual
True
events.
events, true events, not just of my personal life, but also of people that I knew growing up in the neighborhood. Most of my story took place, I grew up in the 90s when the neighborhood, back when the gangs were at their prime. So, you know, there were certain things that we had to go through, certain experiences, certain people that I knew then that no longer exist today because of certain choices they made.
Decisions, yeah.
So how did you get involved with directing? And I guess tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into film, and how is that story?
It's a funny story because I grew up being a big fan of Danny De La Paz, actor Danny De La Paz, watching, you know, 1979, he came out with the Boulevard Nights. Watching that movie, I grew up idolizing the guy. And then we became really good friends during the MySpace social media time. Yeah, we became really good friends in about 2002, 2001. And then one day he asked me, hey, I'm going to do a new screenplay. Will you help me write? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And so he showed me how to write screenplays, how to come up. And then he told me, why don't you write your own? And I was like, I didn't know I had it in me. He helped unlock this talent.
Oh, man, that's cool.
I just ran with it. Started I wanted to make my stories true and real.
All right.
So I went back and kind of took notes and kind of interviewed people that I grew up with, people that I've known all my life, and just kind of put the story together.
Wow. And so when you're going, I guess when you are writing, and you have to, I guess, do you have to sometimes back off on certain things?
Yes.
Or because maybe you're...
Yeah, there's some lines I try not to cross.
I mean,
guess
like maybe I should have said that.
Yeah, no, definitely. With anything you want to, like I said, but at the same time, I don't want to sugarcoat it. So, but I still got to be kind of gentle with how far I'm going to go and how far I'm going to push it.
Yeah.
Right.
And as approaching a project like this, you know, the mission ultimately, right, is to be that bridge between, you know, the people who don't know God, who don't know Jesus, right? So we see a genre of Christian movies, they're amazing movies, but they're usually geared towards people who already believe. And we're trying to shoot something for people who don't believe, you know, and really show that be the bridge to this is, we know from experiences, we know from family members, we know from people we know, the stories that our culture goes through, or our people go through, but we also know the other side of it. We know the unexpected light, right? We know the light. We know everything always. I have a saying, and I'm trying to make sure I myself tie it into my character, but the last level to everything is God, right? So the last level, excuse my terms here, but the last level to dealing, the last level to gangbanging, the last level to pimping, the last level to anything that you think is hard, cool, whatever, the last level is always Jesus. You're either going to find him in life, or you're going to find him when you're 6 feet under. But the last level is always Jesus. So something we're trying to incorporate.
Is this more like Catholic, or is this more like Christian?
Christian.
It's Christian. All right, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, Christian.
Trying to stay on the same
Steven,
page.
how did you get involved? How did that...
Renee called me, and so myself and Renee's assistant, we were pretty much helping him out as far as like getting the casting, you know, squared away and everything. And then he pretty much asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I'm like, sure, you know. And I just finished coming off another film, and I was like, yeah. You know, I'm always game to, you know, if I always say if it's a good story, if it's a great story and a great character development, doesn't matter what genre it is, I'm definitely gonna be on board.
in there, yeah.
You know, and it's one thing when he was telling me about this, and then you know how the whole 180, and what really inspired me was the whole fact that the main character, you know, he does a 180, and then what that happened, it kind of does the whole what snowball effect, and everybody around him starts making a change for the better too, you know, and my character, I'm kind of like Rockhound from Armageddon. Just can't keep it in my pants. And so I start eventually, you know, trying to be a better man, you know, and start making, you know, holding down the job, taking care of my kid, being a better father, you know, and, you know, so it's like one of those things that I was very, very, you know, drawn to with that.
So is your character more trying to influence him, or is he more, or is it? Are you guys
I'm like, oh,
finding
hell
that,
no.
that light together?
I'm that necio cousin.
Oh, then.
So, you know, the story actually ends up, you know, Vincent being the first one to kind of spearhead it. And then as he changes, everyone else around him starts to be like, man, maybe he's onto something, man. You know, maybe he's got something here. So that's what kind of pushes everyone to start their own journey to become better, right? In a sense, so.
Vincent is kind of the head, the leader of his crew. So he comes to the realization that, hey, if I'm heading down the wrong way, all these people that are hanging with me, they're coming with me for this ride. So, you know, if I really care about these people the way we say we do, then the change I'm making is not just for me, but for them as well.
As the producer and director, was it very important for you to make sure the actors and actresses believe in God?
Yeah, and Steven pretty much helped me with that. A lot of the people that I was kind of visualizing for these characters, or all the people that he helped me with the cast, and the cast fit in perfect with each and every one of their characters.
Oh, okay.
So
What Rene would do, he would, you know, give me a description of a certain character, and then I would be like, you know what, it looks like so-and-so, or this sounds like so-and-so. And I would reach out to them, and, you know, lo and behold, they're like, well, I got nothing going on. Okay, sure, I'm down.
it was kind of hard at first because I started kind of reaching out to certain people on Instagram and Facebook. And being that the movie industry was never really that big here in San Antonio as it is in Austin, you know, a strange 50-year-old man messaging a 20-something-year-old girl, hey, you want to be in the movie? You know, it doesn't really.
Yeah.
So my assistant had to kind of help me in that area.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, hey.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
You know, it was hard, but, you know, we got it going. Once we got it going, shout out
feel
to,
about being on
Janie.
camera?
Yeah, I could see that happening. God, man, I never thought about that, right?
Yeah. Hey, you want to be in the movie? And the first thing is like,
Man.
Yeah.
I like your complexion.
Yeah.
You want to be in a movie?
No, but you'd be surprised. I've done a lot of casting calls, and some of these people that come to me and they say, well, I've never acted before. But when you get them in front of the camera and you make their character more or less who they are every day, they become like natural.
Wow.
So
Really?
it's something amazing to see. I've seen it a bunch.
You got to let them know about Marquise, his story.
Yeah, Marquise, one of our characters. I gave him the role, Kenny. His name is Kenny, the character name. And I didn't know anything about his personal life. And he tells me, well, you know what? I was going to meet with him for the first time because we were going to have a production meeting. And I told him, hey, well, I'll send you the lines. You can study them on your way back. He goes, yeah, I got to go out of town. It's an emergency. So I said, okay. I texted him or emailed him the lines. And a few days later, he calls me. Well, his character is like Vincent's right-hand man.
Okay.
So his character is kind of taking offense to Vincent wanting to change his life because he's like, wait, you know, you're with us in the hood. You know, we're over here dealing with this and that. And you're over there trying, you know, find God. And he's like, well, you know, where was God when my mother was dying? Where was God when her body was eaten up with cancer? Well, I didn't know any of that, but he was flying out of town to go bury his mother.
Oh, wow.
She had just passed away
From cancer.
So that I told him, dude, you know, I'm not even going to cast for that. That's your role. You make it yours.
Perfect.
So,
Wow. Man, that's
and
like
it happened
experience.
like that with a few of our cast.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of the actors that was casted, they were casted because it was just coincidentally that their character in the film what coincide with their actual personal, you know,
Their own personal.
Yeah, it was
So they're going to be.
crazy.
It's just going to come natural for them because they've already experienced that. They've already been through those
and
trials.
to me, that was confirmation we were on the right path. So.
Yeah.
Man. Now, is this when we were talking before? You said this is actually your first.
My first time
First
directing.
time directing.
Yeah. I've helped on many projects, but this is my baby here.
Yeah. Who out there have you worked with? You know, that's
with Danny de la Paz, actor Danny de la Paz, Jesse Borrego,
okay.
San Antonio's Jesse Borrego,
Yeah.
and a few others here and there, but nothing major, just kind of skits and plays and short films and stuff.
Short films, and that's where you kind of were getting your idea for this film, right?
Actually, Danny de la Paz and I have another screenplay that we were writing before this one, before I started this one, It's called 210 South, and we're still planning on probably doing that one after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's San Antonio based. As
San
well.
Antonio based. So I've had a lot of directors, and some of the first questions that I always ask is, who pays for all this stuff? Is this something that you're funding, or is this something that's crowdfunded, or it's just? I mean,
It all depends on. Right now, I would say pretty much on who we know and who, we have that connection to different
Okay.
things, and just really how we go about filming certain things. But of course, eventually, we want to get investment.
yeah.
Yeah. So 17 years ago, when I started doing this project, we had a few investors. I had already casted for this. This movie was supposed to be done back then, but like I said, it wasn't the right time. But the investors wanted us to take this project to New York. One of them wanted us to take it to Chicago, and so one of the actors that I work with, he's like, "Dude, this is your baby. Be true to your baby. This is a San Antonio-based film, so." But if not, hey, it's whatever.
All right.
So I
Don't
went
do a
back-
Whataburger, bro. Don't,
Yeah.
don't go to
Don't do a
Chicago, bro. Don't do a Whataburger, bro.
I told them,
Yeah.
no.
Keep it
I
Texas.
went back and told the investors, hey, it's a San. So they pulled out.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for a few years, and I just kind of pulled away from the movie industry. But then Jesse Borrego called me about 3 years ago. He's like, hey, dude, where's your film? I said, it's on the shelf. He's like, bro, you got to get it and dust it off and keep going. Amárratelo. He tells me, amárratelos. Let's go.
Yeah.
I said, all right, let's do it.
Ponte las pilas.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
then
sir.
everything's just pretty much worked out.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I guess because there is, it's like anything, right? There's always a dirty side to the industries, right?
Oh,
That's-
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sad
where
but
you have
true.
funding. It's sad but
Yeah.
true,
And this movie has not had any short of setbacks because aside from having a lot of great success with the casting and in the developing, we've had our setbacks when it comes to productions and all that. People come, people go, but as long as Rene, he stayed true with it. He's always real with us. Like, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's happening, and if you want to be on it still, the job's yours. If not, no hard feelings.
Yeah.
And
So, do you already have your cinematographer and your editor, and you have all
Not
those
yet.
that team
Not
yet?
yet.
You
That's
haven't
all
got-
what we're working
That's
on.
what
right
you're on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because that's really important, right?
Yeah.
That
Oh
guy,
yeah, definitely. And I want to make sure I get the right person.
that right guy. Yeah, right.
Because there's a
right
lot
guy.
of people that have come to me and painted me a pretty picture, but the work speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's all about the work, man. It's all about the work, and I've noticed that, right? Because I've seen a handful.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just started getting into the film space, and I've been invited to go see some premieres and stuff, and I've seen different, and yeah, I can tell like, okay, whoever shot that, he must have really cared, man. Or you see something else, you're like, oh man, I mean, I don't know if I would have shot it like that, and it don't look good. Maybe the angle wasn't right, or maybe the director wasn't maybe a little bit more involved in the shot or something like that. So yeah, you want to be involved, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is your baby, like
I
you said,
do.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So the full script's already read out. You guys already know y'all's lines and all that. Y'all just waiting for the cameras and the
About
action.
95%.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah.
I went back and kind of revised because 17 years ago.
Right.
To now, things have changed. So I had to go back and kind of revise things. And here in a few weeks, we're actually going to have our first table read, which is where I can kind of sit
That was my
back
next
and
question.
listen to them and kind of know where I got to go back and change and tweak it up a bit.
Oh man.
And that's
And all
usually how-
your cast characters are filled already. They're ready to go. You don't have any
The core
loose ends
cast,
when it comes
the-
to
yeah,
like almost main characters.
Yeah, almost main characters.
They're all
We
filled
got
in.
about, maybe about 20 characters.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big cast.
And it's amazing when we all come together. We're like one big family. So
he intentionally made it to where we purposefully have to spend time with one another to know our ins and outs, to literally like embrace each other, like if we were actually family, like if we were actually related, and it's been a great job because the cast has just been a wonderful group of people from all diverse of life, and it's just when we put us together, we all had that same goal as far as making magic, but it's just we all literally flock to each other, and it's just been a great experience with these guys.
Yeah. How did you get involved, Si?
So with this project,
Yeah.
well, I got involved with this project. Chinita, so Ginny, and Steven reached out to me.
You're welcome.
And, and they asked me, if I would be interested in speaking with Rene. And I talked to Rene, and as soon as he started explaining the project, I mean, that's all me, man. You know, a lot of people, when they get into acting, there are certain genres they want to hit. And for me, it's not necessarily, I'm not the type of person where I'm like, I only want to do Christian content. Like, no, that's not what it is. Like, I want to act. I want to do what it is. I've been acting professionally now for 5 years. So I want to go ahead and do the best job I can in every job I can get. And that's how I show my glory. That's how I show him glory, excuse me. That's how I show him glory. Just doing the best job I can do in whatever project I'm on. And, so when he told me about the storyline, man, we talked about, just certain things that cross over. We all have, and I'm not saying all of us, but we have somebody who's locked up. We know that story, the pain that it goes with when someone being behind bars. We have the pain of a father's not being in the picture or a parent letting us down. We all have those moments in our lives that really make us who we are. So when he was explaining the character breakdown and just who Vincent was, I was all for it. And that's just before he told me he was a lead character. So he broke it down. I was like, man, this guy sounds awesome, right? Yeah, what's next? And then he said, okay, cool, yeah. And so he's the main guy. He run, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, all right, let's do it, let's do it.
So in the movie, is there anything in the movie that kind of ties back to you on a personal note?
Yeah, man. That's a heavy question, man. But yeah, I think we all go down certain paths in life, especially in our younger years. We all make mistakes, man. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
And one of the things too is I do have a baby mama in this film. Don't have one in real life, but have one in this film. And I've seen a lot of situations happen in life where a baby mama's involved, and I'm trying to word this correctly. I've seen a lot of situations where baby mama's involved, and a child becomes one of the core reasons why a man changes. And in this film, you kind of see this guy go from seeing his baby mama and his kid to not necessarily a problem, but just something he has to do. And then he gets that switch, as he finds God. It's like, this is something I get to be a father. I get to be involved in this kid's life. And that's another thing that I kind of really like too, because I work with children outside of acting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work with children on a daily basis. I'm a pediatric physical therapist. And so anything that has to do with just shining the light on showing, showing the goodness of being a parent or being a figure, a father figure, man. I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
When does this movie take place? Like, what year is this movie taking place in? It's present day.
Oh, okay.
You wrote it 17 years ago, present day though.
Well, I had to revise
So you're gonna revise this. So there's gonna be cell phones in it now.
Yes.
One before it
Yeah.
didn't have cell phones and shit like that.
So many
Yeah,
things.
that's a good
changed.
There was a line that said, "I'll write you a letter," but now it's "I'll write you an email."
No,
Shit like
I was
that.
gonna page you. I'm gonna page you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna page you, big dog.
Should
It's
I
like,
fax this
we
over there
can't
to you?
use that now.
No,
Yeah,
see, and I
okay.
was actually thinking of keeping it back in the 90s.
Right.
But then I was like, no.
You're gonna have to find cars and fucking the costumes for sure.
Good luck.
But I want to connect with everybody. So.
But I'm trying to picture your role here. Do you have tattoos? Are you gonna put fake tattoos
So, yeah,
on, like
man,
a
so,
teardrop?
yeah. I mean, I am tatted. I think everyone in the cast is tatted. So we are going to show that. But I think the more so is we're really trying to go for the embodiment of it, man. So the tattoos is great, and I think there's a place for certain characters with tattoos. I think the fact that my character I don't know if we're gonna tat him up all the way.
Add more, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's just a perfect pivotal moment, because I think in every movie you have that fork in the road, right? So for this one, it almost comes down to the point where, like, this guy could go down this way and just get tatted from forehead to toes, or he can change his life, right? So that's kind of.
And I wanted to kind of break away from that whole stereotypical.
The cholos are
the
covered in
cholos
tats.
and tats and stuff. I mean, because today, you can go to North Star Mall, talk smack to somebody who's clean cut, and next thing you know, you're staring down a barrel of a gun.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they look like, right?
That's
So I
right.
wanted to keep
That's
it as
right.
real as possible.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not all about the
Can't
tats
judge a book
anymore
by
like
its
it
cover
used to
anymore.
be.
So, and you said you're keeping this film G, so there's going to be no sex, no shootings, there's going to be gun shootings,
The
no
insinuation,
deaths.
yeah. Well, we'll show all that. But the sex and the cursing, the insinuation will be there. But
Okay.
Yeah, so keeping it G and keeping it rated G también.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But
That's gonna be tough,
we'll do it,
right?
We'll do it.
To keep it G, right?
And the main thing is, there's everyday scenarios in this movie that everybody can relate to, regardless if it took place in the 90s or today. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about it.
Man.
So tell us about some of the movies you've been in, like
Yeah,
some of the
Steven.
short film, all the
Some of the
features.
short films and features. Actually, I just wrapped one right now that was called "Better Ways to Die." That we actually filmed a couple scenes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And David and your son was here, and they were hearing all the goofiness that was going on that day. So
Yeah.
and we just finished that one earlier this week, and you were at the red carpet for Divided Loyalty.
Yes.
I couldn't make it because unfortunately everything was frozen. where I was
Yeah,
at.
yeah, that was the
the
was
big
the
freeze,
dream.
yeah.
I was getting calls left and right, like there's cars on the side of the road. I'm like, oh, I'm not going. So did that, and then my first film was My Rocking Chair. But right now I'm up for a nomination for another Best Actor award for Toxic Abuse.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
That's my second nomination. Hopefully we take on a second victory. But yeah, that's just a few that I've been working on right now, man.
Oh, yeah. And how many have you been in?
Yeah,
Name the few.
Yeah, so I've been in a few. If you're gonna look me up on IMDb, I got a little bit over 38, 40 credits, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
But right now, the newest films I've been on, you can find on Apple TV, Amazon Prime. But we have Killing Jim Kelly, which is a Western. It was super fun to film, man. Westerns are so much fun, man. We're horseback, unlock some new skills, so that was dope. And then I did another one called The Rise Project, where I play a prisoner in space. That was really cool, too. You can find that one as well. Amazon Prime, Tubi, Roku, Dragon TV Flicks. That's another one as well. It's another platform. And another one called Mile 1, where I play a robot. And that's the first time I ever got to be completely covered in silver makeup. But so they made me look not like me, man. So I'm legit a robot. I got to move like one. I got to do the whole shebang.
Oh, wow.
And it was cool, man. But the process was crazy because I was sitting in that chair for like 2 hours before we even got on set.
Shoot.
Yeah, and that one I got to shoot. I got to film with Sean Young and Eric Roberts. So Sean Young was the lead in Blade Runner back in the 80s. Yeah, and then Eric Roberts was Julie Roberts' brother.
Yeah.
So
Best of the
it was
best.
just us three. Yeah, it was just us three, and we filmed it. And we did our whole festival runs, and that was cool. Right now, I just wrapped have you guys have heard of vertical shorts?
Yes.
So vertical shorts are
the vertical
films.
shorts,
They're on your phone. They're filmed vertical, so you can scroll through and stay engaged.
Yes.
Watch an episode, scroll up. So I just wrapped one as a major supporting role, and then I just booked another one. I'll be flying to LA on Wednesday, and I'll be playing the bad guy there, man. I feel so bad guy. Yeah.
How long are those vertical shorts?
So that long as in like time-wise, or how long does it take to film?
Time-wise.
So time-wise,
Like per because you get one, then you have to scroll to the next, right?
So yeah, it's anywhere between like 1 to 3 minutes,
Okay,
and then
yeah.
you have to scroll up to the next
And
episode.
you got to go to the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's-
it's supposed to be a big thing right now. It's
Yeah,
starting to pick up.
Yeah, it keeps you engaged, man. The reason why is because they know that TikTok algorithm, right?
Right.
Yes.
That makes you stay on your phone. So yeah, that's what it is, man. But
Which is kind of cool because sometimes if you do see a short or something and it just says, well, it'll say 2 or 4, and you're like, well, wait a minute, where do I get the first
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
how do I get to the 5th one? Whatever, right?
yeah,
Right.
They get you. I've been a victim of.
But the vertical is going to change that, right? Because you're just going to go to the next one, which is cool.
And
You haven't heard about that?
Then $60 go out right out of your pocket. So.
I know like Facebook and Instagram, they have like little movies like you were talking about.
yeah,
And
those are it.
Those
Those
are
are
it.
Yes.
it. Those are it, man.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't watch the next one or whatever.
Really?
It all depends if it's a good story or not.
I guess so.
It's got to be a
They're-
good story for me to go,
they're
oh,
out
what's
there.
what's
Gotta
next?
catch you. It's got to catch you right there from the
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Yeah, but they're out there, bro. The stories are they're pretty crazy.
It always ends right at the good, and then when you swipe, you gotta
Put in credits.
put your bank.
Yes.
As a director and a movie producer, do you have a lot of people like coming up to you with movie ideas and shit? Like, hey man, you should make a movie about this, or you should make a movie about that.
Recently, yes.
Yeah.
Recently, yes. And a lot of short films and a lot of different. I mean, like I said, me and Danny De La Paz still have that one screenplay, and then there's a couple of short films that we're working on as well. So we're hoping to get into that after this project. right now the main focus is the unexpected light.
Y'all remember that movie, Freddy versus Jason?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then the Alien versus Predator?
Yep.
Sir.
My movie idea is Chucky versus Leprechaun.
Andale. Hey, bro, Leprechaun hands down, bro.
I'm telling
Leprechaun
you.
be going to the hood.
I'll write y'all. This
wants them coins.
is the beginning of it, right? The guys are inside having a good time. One friend walks in and goes, "Guys, look at that! I fucking found a pot of gold."
Oh, there you go.
So if you're a Chucky fan, the camera's gonna slow pan on that pot of gold, and Chucky's amulet that he needs is in the pot of
It's in
gold.
the pot of gold.
So when he's showing his friends, look at this fucking pot of gold I found. The front door, you're gonna hear the little feet. Who is it? You know it's one of them, right?
yeah.
Boom! The fucking front door kicks in, and it's fucking Chucky, and he wants his fucking amulet. And right as he's about to attack, boom! The back door kicks in, and it's Leprechaun. He's like, "That's my gold, dog. You ain't taking shit."
Yeah.
And then from there on, it's just
There's fighting.
regular Chucky, regular Leprechaun. From
What
there
was
on
that little ventriloquist puppet from Goosebumps?
Oh, yeah. The one that Jack Black.
Mr.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Sappy or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Mr. Sappy comes in.
Sappy,
Yeah.
like you could have like a chase scene. Like let's say the guys jumped in the car and took off away from Chucky and Leprechaun. They jump on those little motorbikes, those little motorbikes
one, the
that
kid
you win
ones.
at carnivals and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Then you can have a little nice fucking chase scene with that. Like it's endless, man. It really is. Chucky versus Leprechaun. I love the idea. I've been loving it ever since I first came up with it. But it's basically like a remake, right? Like you're using copyrights of other shit and shit.
Yeah.
Like that. It's not really a genuine idea. And then I also have another movie idea. Y'all remember Grumpy Old Men?
Yeah.
And then Grumpier Old Men?
Grumpier Old Men.
I've been waiting my whole life for Grumpiest Old Men. Yeah, man. Grumpiest Old Men. And then right now as it sits, both those gentlemen have passed away, right? The two guys from
Yeah.
Grumpy Old Men. Right now, I think
right.
Jack Nicholson and damn it, I said it before. Who
Morgan
was?
Freeman.
No, he's too black. Jack Nicholson and who would I say? I say it all the time. I forgot, but y'all get my. Oh, Bill Murray. There you go. Bill Murray and Jack Nicholson
Bill Murray.
as angriest old men.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they'd be fucking hilarious with that.
That'd be good.
Wow.
Yeah, you got any movie ideas? Tell him he's here. Hurry, tell him before he leaves.
No, I don't have any. I mean, just my story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want your story to be a movie?
I think it could be a movie.
It could be a movie, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
yeah.
So I've been writing in a journal since 1990.
Andale.
Ah, goddamn.
Yeah, I write daily, not every day, but you know, I do write, and my whole story. You know, I've got my whole story about where I've been, where I was, what happened today. You know, whether it was kids, you know, whatever, you know, experiences, my work, something I saw, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I put it all in there. It's over 1,000 pages, man. It's a lot. Yeah, and it's been sometimes my daughters will just send me a date, and then they send me a date, and then I'll go, okay, and I'll just find the closest to that date. If I wrote on that date, I'll just copy and paste and send it to them. Whatever that was, you know.
Yeah.
This is what was going on in my life at that time, whatever. And it could be, you know, world events. How do I feel? What's going on and stuff like that. So I got a lot of shit in there, man. But I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe one
A
day.
ver qué pasa.
yeah.
A biography.
Yeah.
David Davila's biography.
Tell your story,
I
bro.
will tell you one thing though. A lot of people know that I'm a very big fan of the Warriors.
The Warriors, the movie.
The original Warriors.
The original Warriors,
Yeah.
1979.
Yeah.
The bottles.
When they found out I was making this movie, a gangster movie, they were like, a bunch of my friends would, hey, you're gonna remake the Warriors. Like, you can't do that in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Bunch of guys on the Via bus.
Eating hot
The
Cheetos.
trolleys. You have to bring the trolleys back, man.
They got red fingers. Come out and play.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, those were some good movies back in. I mean, I remember them. I mean, because I'm old enough to remember all that stuff. I didn't go see the Warriors, but I did go see Boulevard Nights in the
Nights.
theater.
There was four
those are-
gangster movies
man,
that
those are
came out in
staples.
1979. It was The Warriors came out first,
Yeah.
then The Boulevard Nights, The Wanderers, and Walk Proud.
Yeah, Walk Proud. And there's, you know what? Not a lot of people know about Walk Proud.
Robbie Benson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
know. I mean, I don't even know if you could even see it. It's funny you brought that up.
Yeah.
Man, that's.
Well, the other three, The Wanderers, The Boulevard Nights, and The Warriors, those are still in production.
Yeah.
Walk Proud is kind of hard to get.
McKean,
Yeah.
I have never seen it again.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
seen it again. And Boulevard Nights just barely started coming up. I guess it was in the 90s when you could get it. You know, you could
Yeah.
go look for it or you could find it on video or whatever, right? But before then, like in the 80s, I don't remember. I remember that movie. Where do I go?
Yeah.
You couldn't find it. You couldn't find that movie.
How about this? How about we start around the table? What was your favorite movie growing up, and what's your favorite movie now?
Oh man, that would.
Is it
favorite
the
movie-
same movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your favorite movie then growing up, and what's your favorite movie now?
I want to say yes. So growing up, my favorite movie was RoboCop.
Okay, yeah, RoboCop's a good movie.
You know, just the whole practical effects, and you know, just I don't know. I was about 4 years old, and I see this guy gets his arm blown off, and great parenting, right?
And you can still watch that movie today. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can throw in RoboCop right now and watch the
I
whole
could
thing.
watch that movie from beginning to end, and you know, uninterrupted. It's just one of those movies I can watch just over and over and over.
And did you like the new RoboCop that came
I
out a few years
hated
back?
the new RoboCop. I was so pissed
Yeah.
when it came out. I'm like, that's not RoboCop.
Remakes are horrible.
Horrible.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
So you'll say yes, same movie then, it's
Definitely
still the same
yes.
favorite movie now.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
What about you, brother?
Man, for me, so Spanish was my first language, man. So
Whoa.
so the first two movies, man, that I watched over and over, and my parents, especially my old man, whenever he watches Sandlot, he stops and he watches the whole thing. I was watching Sandlot and The Lion King on repeat, the original.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, just on repeat, man. And I could literally verbatim. Also, Home Alone is number 3. Like right there. Yeah, Home Alone. Yeah, and I would just rattle them off verbatim, and I love Lion King. I think until I was
It was a good movie, hands down. There's no doubt about it.
Dynasty movie.
And what about you, director sir?
Mine, of course, is The Warriors.
Yeah.
Today, I would have to say anything with Jason Statham.
Oh, you mean Jason Statham?
Yeah,
That's right.
Statham, Statham.
Jason
Yeah.
Statham.
If
Jason
you're watching
Statham.
this, call me, bro. I got a roll for you.
He's watching.
Yeah, he's watching.
Yeah, he's tuned in.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Dave, what was your favorite movie growing up?
Shit, dude. There's a Spanish movie or Mexican movie that me and my wife used to go see at the theaters. We got married early, man. I mean, like super early. We used to go see Vicente Fernandez.
Ándale.
And it was a movie called La Ley del Monte. You remember that?
Yep.
Sir.
Yeah,
I probably
dude.
saw it on
I
Telemundo
could-
one time.
Man, dude, I could sit there. Man, it could be any. It's like The Godfather. If it comes on, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm just
gotta
like,
watch it.
man, I gotta watch it now to the end. This shit, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and all the good ones, right? The Godfather was a good movie. 1 and 2, 3 was not a very good movie, but there's a lot of other movies that a lot of people don't know about. There's a movie called Once Around with Richard Dreyfuss. I thought he should have got an award for that, man. That was a great acting. Yeah, Once Around. Got to check it out. Really, that's kind of it, man. I'm not a movie guy.
My
You know,
favorite movie
First of all,
growing
let me
up?
tell you that the
What's
last
that?
movie I went to go see at the theater, Toy
Titanic.
Story 4.
Oh wow.
Titanic.
It's like Divided Loyalty. You went to go see Divided
Oh well,
Loyalty.
yeah, that. But I mean,
Yeah.
like a movie, right? Like a
In the
predict-
theaters with a bunch of people.
Yeah, it was-
He don't mean no disrespect. by
Yeah,
it.
no. Yeah, I mean, I've been to
The last time he
premieres.
paid for
I've
a
been to
movie
premieres.
ticket. There you go.
But last time was Toy Story, and I was with my grandkids, dude. So I mean, it's just not very good movies being made, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the ideas, the creativity's not there
Yeah, it's
anymore.
not.
I don't know what it is. It's just not. And here's another, and this is something I don't want to get on my soapbox here, but I am. Why is it that we keep watching the same freaking actors, man? I want to see new actors. I don't want to see
mean like
Leonardo
Jason Statham?
DiCaprio with the whistle in this movie. I don't want to see him on Titanic no more. I don't want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see new people, man. I'm getting tired of those old people.
We're getting there.
And we're seeing the same shit over and it's a new movie. Who's on it? Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio again. Oh, but pues pa qué? You know, why do I want to see it? You know, I already know what he looks like. Shit. I mean, I want some new blood, right?
Yep.
So there's my soapbox. Go ahead.
My favorite movie growing up, and to this day, will always be Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Banger, bro. Banger.
Hands down, dude.
Banger.
I'm still a
To
little
put
traumatized.
cartoons with actors that
Yeah.
cinematography that they all used to get that going.
I'm still a little traumatized with the
Beautiful.
little boot. You know what they did to that.
Oh
boot.
yeah, when they dunk them in the thing.
Yeah.
I got the little bullet
man.
tattoo. Y'all remember when the bullet cartoons? Yeah, dude. Me and my homies, we all got the bullet tattoos. Yeah, dude, for sure.
That's what's up.
But speaking about your movie coming up, because
Yeah.
I always found this interesting growing up. I saw it one time on a commercial on the Disney Channel, and it wasn't a commercial. It was more of like showing the background of film and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it instantly. But the person who does the sound effects, who sits in the room and with a bunch of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I want to do that so bad, bro. I know I'd be good at it. I swear to you, give me one shot. Give me 30 seconds of something, and I promise you, I'd
like
make
the
good sound
walking
effects.
and you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
got
you
the
fucking,
shoes
you
and-
have like shit to make sound.
Celery's
Dude,
breaking the bones.
dude, fucking what? Dude, I want to do that so bad. Are y'all
cool.
gonna be doing that, right? You're gonna be doing that?
Maybe.
A little sit down,
Probably, yeah.
sound effects, audio, whatever
If
Definitely.
we need to, we need to.
shit. I'm down, dude. Put me in. Sign me up, coach.
Sign him up, coach.
Yeah, dude.
Put him in.
That's that. I remember seeing that
kinda
on a
cool.
Disney commercial or whatever, and like they're showing that of how they do it with the cartoons or even real people
Those
movies.
people win Oscars now.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
right?
that's a
Yeah.
badass
Give 'em an Oscar
job.
for that?
Yeah, everybody does now.
That's a badass job. You watch the movie first.
Yeah.
The movie's complete, and you watch it first, and you're just adding
And you're
sounds
adding-
to it.
Sounds
Even
good.
Yeah, dude.
casting directors getting Oscars now too, man. Casting directors.
that's
Fuck
right.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's
Giving props where it belongs,
Exactly,
for sure.
bro. Yeah, everybody's getting the recognition they deserve for sure.
Yeah, you know, it's also interesting that some of this is also coming out now, where the favoritisms and stuff, right? You know, back then everybody just sat there and watched the Oscars or the Grammys and everything, and oh yeah, they had a good run this year, but now it's starting to come out that it's more favoritism. It's just
Yeah.
who you
Yeah.
know, how much money you can put in their pocket, and that's not cool, man. Because there's a lot of stuff out there that's a lot better than what we've been given. To see
Leo,
now.
speaking of Leo, he lost again, didn't he? And like he still hasn't won an Oscar or some dumb
Who?
shit or Emmy or whatever it is. What is it?
I think he won for Flowers of the Killer Moon. I think.
Did he? I
Yeah.
swear I didn't hear about it. But Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen that movie, Sinners?
Sinners was a trip. Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
It was very
It's a good movie,
creative.
man.
It was
Good
really
movie.
creative.
I have not seen that. It's Sinners, right?
Sinners, yeah.
Sinners. I have not seen that.
Seen it either.
It was really creative as far as like the whole. There's like a scene where they're. It's essentially like in the Prohibition era, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you know they have like this warehouse in the middle of nowhere where they have their little hoedowns and all that, and just they integrated this whole dance scene, and it just mixed from like, I don't want to spoil it, but like it was just a phenomenal, like it metamorphed from the time it's taking place during the Prohibition to like what future dancing would be, and then it just rotates right back to the
Oh shit! I got to see that.
Yeah.
No, you
that-
definitely do it. It mixes vampires. It mixes.
I didn't know it had vampires in it.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I heard. There's
I
something
know
about
that.
vampire. I don't
I'm
know
not a
about
vampire guy.
movies.
Yeah,
I know the original vampire guy. What was his name? The one, the black and white movies.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Nosferatu or Bela Lugosi.
Andale Bella. Yeah, that's the only
That
one
guy.
I know. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it mixes the vampires. It mixes voodoo. It mixes some gangster stuff too. So and brotherly love, man.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome. Music's a big
The
thing in
music,
this.
yeah.
Music is a big
Oh,
thing.
yeah, it's interesting you bring up music. So, music for your movie, or are you gonna have?
Selena.
Oh man, are you gonna have like local artists maybe try to input their?
Abraham,
idea was
Abraham's
brought
not
to
going to
me.
sue you, bro. You can use Selena music.
Yeah, I didn't bring that.
Using local artists.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Abraham.
Songs,
Def- Definitely local artists, and then Diamonique.
yeah, Monique. Yeah.
Yeah. So
From LA.
we have an LA artist. She was in End of Watch. She was one of the gangbangers that was hunting down Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena. You know, we're hoping to get her on board because she actually does her original scores and whatnot. And,
Yeah.
You know, her style of music is very, you know, with the lowrider classics and that type of genre oldies. but
Right.
She's bringing that modern twist, and we're hoping to get her to do the actual score for the film.
That Chicano vibe, man.
Exactly.
I've been listening to a little bit of that, some of that music.
Yeah.
That's now up and coming. You know, it's got that oldies
Yes.
sound, and you're like, hey, I don't remember that song. Oh, it's a new band.
It's a new band.
right?
Like
A
the
new-
Sinceres.
Andale, the
Yeah.
Sinceres. What's the other ones?
Duran Jones.
Yeah. I just started listening to, I guess they're just an instrumental group. It's called True Loves. I don't know if y'all heard them. It's just instrumental. But I'm getting into that
Yeah.
right now. Been listening to a lot of that music.
Yeah,
It's kind
so
of cool.
her name is Diamonique, and she has her own handle on Instagram. But she'll be here shortly, and she wants to come to San Antonio because she wants to feel the vibe, the whole Chicano vibe and everything, and then take it all in and go back to LA, and then boom, 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 boom.
And then do her thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
We got some pretty good connections.
Really?
It's just a matter of us coming together and kind of seeing where we all fit.
There's so
in.
much going
Yeah.
on, right?
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
I can only imagine, like,
What this film is, I love about it is that everybody that's on the film contributes in their own special way. Like Sai, for example, he'll be like, well, I got so and so that he'll do this, and then I'll be like, well, I know somebody that can do that, and Renee knows somebody that can do that, and somebody else will say the same thing, and it's like we're literally all putting in our resources to hopefully bring this amazing story to life.
That's cool.
Badass.
yeah, sometimes, I mean, like, it takes a community, right?
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
community that's coming together here.
And that's
to-
exactly what that mindset is. Like this whole entire, we're slowly becoming that one hive mind to make this film possible.
Talking about the community, right? Talking about that, don't you feel like, I mean, we're probably around the same age. No, I'm a little bit older, but we're around the same age. But anyways, back in the day when somebody needed help, let's say that, Joe and Maria, they just got married and they just moved into their new two bedroom house, and they need the house painted. Well, back in the day, you would call, pues, hey, háblale a aquel,
My
Joe,
primo.
el primo, el tío, and everybody would get
Yeah.
together and they'd paint the house
Yeah.
and all that.
Sí,
and nobody would
excited.
pay anybody.
No.
and
Just barbecue.
Just
barbecue
eat,
and everything.
beers
What
and
the hell
barbecue.
happened to that, man?
Shit, dude. They don't even do that for fucking holidays no more,
I mean,
bro.
that-
You can't even get
that's-
family
So
together
this
for
is
holidays.
kind of like what your film, right?
Yeah.
You're it's coming back,
back,
right? You're
yeah.
kind of getting community to come back and say, hey,
Yeah.
contribute, man. It takes a community. Hey, let's bring one of ours up.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what it should be, man. I'm not sure what
And
has
that was
happened.
one thing that I saw a lot when I first started doing this. A lot of the people that were in the film industry here, they were more about, okay, what do you have that can benefit me?
Yeah.
And if there was nothing there, then
Yeah,
Adios.
man. Maybe a la
Yeah.
otra, right?
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
one, or something like that.
but I've
right?
seen some pretty good projects where the people do come together and,
Really?
and they make it happen.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like our podcast. Mostly we're doing a lot of comedians and local comedians and stuff.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, you must be making money." Dude, we don't make any money, bro. What are y'all talking about, man? Oh no, this is to promote them, and it's also promoting us at the same. Hey, if one day we get a big break, cool,
Yeah.
whatever. But if one of my guys that I interviewed gets a break, hey man, bonus on him.
Yeah.
I hope he just doesn't forget and he comes back on the
Yeah,
show
come
and
back
hang out
again,
again,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's what it should be like,
Yep.
man. I mean, I'm not really sure where all that went. It's not
Exactly.
even there anymore.
Yeah,
it's
it's not.
hard to find. It's really hard to find those people again.
Yeah, I know for me, personally, I know my family, we still have that, that ethic still going on. Matter of fact, my parents, they bought the house next to it and they just wanted the land. We all got together and we took that house down piece by piece. We all came every weekend and for about a month or two, and we did it ourselves. Took apart that entire house.
Wow.
So
Yeah, because I grew up and I saw it, so I still do it. I mean, my neighbor down here during COVID, he had a leak, and they were going to charge him like almost $800 to go fix the leak. And I said, well, hey, man, get out of the house. Let me go look. Let me see what it is. Boom, boom, boom. I said, hey, I'll be right back. Came over there, gave him the tools, and told him exactly how to do it. I said, here, you'll do it. If you got any problems, FaceTime me and we'll fix it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He did it himself. And he goes, hey, man, what do I owe you, David? What? I said, you know how you can pay me back? I live right here. My daughter lives right here, and I got grandkids. You watch my house, I watch your house. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I don't need your money, bro. Come on.
or
We just were
the local neighborhood mechanic, no mandale a 6-pack. And
That little 6-pack, man. He's happy, dude.
Yep.
That's all he wants, man. He just wants a little, hey, thanks a lot, bro. Appreciate it. But when you need something, hey,
Come through.
Yep.
I'm there for you, man. And I'm happy that that's happening to you, man. That you get community.
Well, I had some pretty good teachers. I mean, like I said, when I first started in this, I was working with Danny de la Paz and Jesse Borrego, and they've been like my go-to guys. When you meet these guys, they're very humble. I grew up watching them on the big screen, idolizing them, and then meeting them in person, and then finding out that Jesse was from here, from San Antonio, and then Danny moved over here to San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So, they taught me pretty much the roles, the lay of the law. So,
Right.
and that's pretty much how I treat these guys. And I told them too, when we had our first production meeting, I told them, look, just because I have a script and I've given it to you, what's on that script is not in stone. If you have an idea or some way that you can bring your character more to life, come to me.
Yeah.
And we'll do it.
Yeah.
Because there's directors out there that are, hey, what's on that script is what you go
That's
by.
what,
And
that's what
it.
you're going to say.
Yeah.
And that as
Yeah.
an actor, that creative freedom, man, that's where you want to be, brother.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be, because that allows you to really dive in and really bring, what all the character breakdown you do, all the work you put in to develop this person you're about to bring to life.
Yeah.
You're able to really, really, really.
Yeah, it's the trust, right? He's giving you trust with his baby, right? I mean, he's like, come on, come through here. I'm counting on you, right? And so, you bring your creativity to him, and man, it can make.
And that's why, going back to what Steven said earlier, sometimes I call meetings, well, we call them production meetings, but it's really just an excuse to go meet and eat.
Right.
And we'll get all the cast together
Right.
and we'll just kind of hang out. I'll kind of update them on what's going on, and then we'll just hang out and get them all to become familiar with each other, comfortable with each, because it's going to show on camera.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We get our cadences down too, the way we speak, the way we move, our mannerisms, all that.
Okay. Yeah. You got all that stuff to put into your acting, right? Into your role.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, great, man. Hey, I'm excited for you, man, and I absolutely want to. I want to see this thing when it comes out, man. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Like I said, we're really diving into the film space. And man, if you ever want to come back and update us, man, we'd love to have you back, man. Just give us an update or anything new that you're doing.
Okay.
With Danny or anybody else. We want to be a part of it. Steven, same thing. You guys come by or just DM David, and let's make this thing happen, man. And congratulations. Man, congratulations to you, Steven. You're all over the place, man.
Thank you.
You're Leonardo DiCaprio.
No,
I don't want to see
that's
Steven
this
no
guy
more.
right
Yeah,
here.
give me
That's
something
Sai
new.
right here. That's this pen right here.
No, I'm just kidding you, man. No, all the love, man. All the
Thank
love
you.
here. So, but thank you again. Is there anything you guys want to close in? Anything that you're doing, whether it was past, present, or anything you want to say? Shout outs or anything? I'll start with you, Steven.
Shout outs. Shout out to me for being here. No. Shout out to the production assistant. Renee's right hand woman, Jenny Escobedo, for making this all happen. I think if it wasn't for her, a lot of us, the three of us wouldn't be sitting down here today.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
So shout out to her, definitely.
Shout out to Janie.
And shout out to Janie, and shout out to the rest to the whole cast, man.
Cast.
The whole cast has been really putting their best foot forward and really pushing. They want it when we all want it really bad, and that's what makes it so awesome, man. So shout out to the cast.
Definitely.
Shout out to all the families that are supporting us through these crazy journeys, man. It's a lot to be in this field. It's a lot. So shout out to all the families supporting and everybody who's cheering us on.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife, because she puts up with me when I have all these meetings and stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to the cast, my kids, my grandkids. They're my inspiration. The cast, love them. They're like family to me. And shout out to Janie again.
All right. Well, man, again, definitely want to be a part of it, man. So when you're finishing up or you're fixing to put it on screen, man, I want to be there, man. I want to be there and supporting you. And if you want to come back, all you got to do is just holler at us. We'll bring you on, man. Talk about anything new that you might be working on. Okay.
Sounds good.
All
Thanks.
right.
This.
Okay.
Shout out to Basie Seafood.
What? Why?
It's good.
Really?
You never had Basie's, bro?
Nah, dude.
We're in Ash
Edit it.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, I know, hombre. Yeah, cut. All right, thanks.